Matcha Divine Chocolate Crumble Cookie. The matcha sugar cookie is a chocolate mousse, toffee, pistachios, and pistachio butter. The labubu is a matcha chocolate with toffee pistachio filling.
Growing up in a generation where a couple of main hopes other generations had are gone, like the ability to be financially stable and clearing up all your debt isn't really a problem for most people in 2025. The thing is, it's just so common for everyone to have buy now, pay later options. But the dumbest one by far has to be DoorDash. My question is, why the hell are you getting DoorDash if you can't even pay for it the same day? If this isn't a sign for Gen Z to wake up, then the average person in the new generation is going to use this on everything. But the new way Gen Z has been coping with these thoughts is what we call consumerism. People have been memeing about this and talking about this lately on TikTok. The definition of consumerism is an economic social system that encourages the consumptions of goods and services as a means of attaining well-being. But there's not really a way to prevent this because every time you buy something, it's technically consumerism. But the real problem is when you keep buying things or you need to have the best new trending thing that's trending on TikTok just to be quote unquote trendy. And to make it clear, consumerism isn't a new thing that's just recently happened. This shit has been around for ages. An older one that I can really recall is my grandma always watching the QVC channel, which is literally a channel to sell you shit. But the thing is, whenever you see an old person watching this, they're always in a fucking trance. But as soon as they hear the word order, they move faster than they have in the 15 years that they had to buy it. But no, Gen Z is way smarter than that. Instead of having a TV channel control us, we have a more valuable, more educational way of doing this. TikTok live streams.
16 18 10块吹风机来喽
The main difference between the new generations and the older generations is the amount of ads we get. In the past, we mainly just had TV commercials and hearing about ads on the radio. Typical type of stuff like billboards and posters. Most people just really ignored these ads. Like, you don't really even notice how much ads affect your life until you remove them. Like, for example, this is Times Square with billboards and this is it without. Like, this just shows how much ads affect your life and you don't really even notice. And we all remember commercials growing up. Some of these had some fire-ass jingles, I can't even lie, but became memes. But the thing is, with social media, you just get spammed with these unavoidable ads and you can't escape them unless you pay. Apps like YouTube and Twitter even offer a subscription where you can lower the amount of ads but not completely remove them. And if you're someone who pays for these subscriptions, whether it's YouTube, Hulu, or Netflix, your ass is getting scammed. To me, I really never understood paying to still get ads. Like, you could literally just pay to get 0 ads and it's a couple of extra dollars. But things like TikTok Shop try to make ads in a more deceiving way and try to make it more relatable and make it seem like you need it right this second. For me, I really can't wait to tell my kids in the future how Musical.ly was back in the days before you had to pay to promote your videos for views. I'm gonna show them one of those corny ass TikToks from 2018 and be like, huh, yeah, this was funny back then. Nowadays, you start to notice more TikTok Shop pages on your feed, and most people will really just link any product. It doesn't even have to be with what they're talking about. For example, you could literally just be watching a clip, then some product link will pop up. I find this crazy that some people will actually end up buying this too because it's right in front of their face. The thing is, we get so many ads on a daily, it's to the point where you're eventually gonna buy something that you see in an ad. It's actually crazy to think there was a time on TikTok with 0 ads. A lot of people have really been feeling the wrath of YouTube lately since we've been getting hit with these goddamn 1-minute ads. They've also been cracking down on ad blockers, so there really isn't a way to get around these ads unless you found one that hasn't been blocked, which is like finding a chest of gold in your backyard. Another thing that's also been happening is getting these ads when you just pause the video on your TV. Also, something that's been happening is the first thing you get recommended on your TV is an ad. I wonder if there's people that actually sit there and click on these ads. But the spamming of ads is just one way consumerism is taking over. And the thing is, with our generation, we just buy anything that's considered popular. A perfect example is Labubus. Not a single person understands what they are or even how someone found out about them, but they'll have a whole goddamn collection for some reason. And we will always have things like this. But the thing is, everyone bought them for them to just fall off a month later. Like, I genuinely haven't saw someone post a video or rock a Labubu for a month or two. But Labubus and Matcha have recently been trending in the past few months on TikTok. But the thing is, Matcha has been around for like a century or two. Dating back in Japan, they've literally had matcha for several centuries. But just because it became a trend, there's a literal matcha shortage going on. Nowadays, anything will start trending just because of a problem with consumerism. Because of consumerism, the main excuse why us Gen Z does not have a house and cars already is because we spend all of our money on bullshit and we got soft hands, brother.
I got calluses on my hands. I work with my hands every single day and I have for decades.
Well, it's a true fact that other generations spent their money on some bullshit. We eat out on an average and spend all of our money on some stupid shit. But the thing that older generations don't really understand is the reason younger generations really do this is because they do not have the same hope that older ones had. I think this is just a direct response that the younger generation just feels like most of these things are out of reach. Like if you don't have any hope to have a family of your own or own a house, the direct response we're gonna see is consumerism. Like people are buying things to satisfy themselves in the moment but don't have any hopes or dreams to get something in the future. And trust me, companies know this, which is why on top of everything being buy now, pay later,
is why they're turning everything into a goddamn subscription.
I just found out for new cars, which they usually have an app for to remote start them. Well, some of those apps comes with a cost. And for the new Hondas, we have this new app called the Honda Link. And this app charges you a whopping $110 a year to remote start a fucking car. And this really just shows how selfish they are because other car brands literally have their apps for free. And don't be surprised when other car companies do this because it's bound to happen. All it takes is for Honda to make it the new normal, then boom, everyone's doing it. And look, I'm not saying that older generations are wrong for having those type of complaints. Like back in the old days, everyone had the mindset in the future that they were gonna buy a house. Like back then it was more family orientated too. Like you would treat your coworkers as if they were your family. But nowadays you're not even guaranteed to keep your job even if you put in the work. As soon as your boss sees they can save the most teeny tiny 0.0001 expense, yep, your ass is grass, you're getting fired. Consumerism is just a direct response to capitalism, and as things keep going on, it's just gonna get even worse. Like you also have social media personas that everyone's trying to look like. Like take Playboy Cardi for example. You either gotta dress like Cardi or look like someone from Y2K. There's also a new meme that came up like being a quote-unquote performative male, which is really just any guy who tries to emulate anything to impress the hoes. But it's always mandatory to have a matcha in hand, a book about feminism, and usually listening to Lana Del Rey. And trust me when I say it, there's gonna be girls out here thinking these types of dudes are perfect in every way and every man should be like them. Simply without knowing it, it's just a strategy to smash. Another thing is it's also easier now to hoard a bunch of things. The worst person's house you can go to is someone who simply can't physically throw away a single thing. They got goddamn stuff from 30 years ago acting like it's gonna be worth something. But if you ask them why they still have it, their answer is always just in case. But that in case just never happens. Like I promise you, you're never gonna use that old ass computer, that old ass knife set you got for a deal on an infomercial. And now with their hunger to collect anything, people have stacks of anything in a week. Usually for hoarders, it took them weeks to build up a collection, but now it's sped up even faster. In this day and age, it's the new norm to have a full closet full of Stanley cups. I still will never understand how Stanley cups blew up overnight. Like people were literally staying outside of stores to snatch one of these. Let me know how consumerism affects your guys' day-to-day life. Also, make sure to subscribe if you want to, join the Discord, follow me on Twitter, TikTok, and even Instagram. I've been saying this in every video, but every Wednesday videos are gonna drop from 5 to even 6. And VL on top. I love you guys so much. By the time I'm posting this, I think I'm at 30 subscribers. I'm not sure. If you guys want me to start streaming on like Twitch or YouTube or something, just let me know in the comments. Guys, I love you guys so much. Until next time, I'm out.